What up, my G Life? It's your boy MC Shadow back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and are subscribed to the channel. That is how you help my channel get into the algorithm. I highly appreciate if you go ahead and do that. You know what I mean? Don't forget to check out my second channel, Man Society M.O.D, where we talk about stuff outside of the streets. Now, I had a question by one of my subscribers, right? Which was, how does it go when, or if it occurs, right, when you're from a neighborhood, but then you have family who's from a rival neighborhood, right? If you have family who belongs to, a neighborhood in which your neighborhood doesn't get along with. And that actually happens a lot, believe it or not. You know what I mean? Sometimes people's parents could be from rival neighborhoods. Sometimes their brothers are from rival neighborhoods. I know this for a fact. Like, for example, my neighborhood, my stepdad's from a rival neighborhood of mine, right? Our neighborhoods don't get along, right? So growing up, it was it was kind of chaotic, right? And I also have cousins who are from rival neighborhoods, and I have homeboys from my neighborhood whose brothers are from rival neighborhoods, and I mean like the worst rivals of ours. So, situations could get a little sticky. Like how that happens is that sometimes homies want to protect their brothers or something like that, right? Like they don't want them to be a part of the gangster life, right? So they don't allow them to join their neighborhoods, right? Because they're looking out for their best interest. But what people don't understand is that when somebody already has their mind made up, right? Like if this is what they want to pursue, then there's nothing that you're going to be able to do to stop that individual from pursuing what he wants to do. Once he already reaches that point of no return, bro, there's no turning back. I should know because, like I said, my family's from my neighborhood, right? So when I got into my neighborhood, they weren't happy, right? They were upset, right? Especially one of my older uncles, who's respected and very upset, right? He was like, I'm gonna take you to go get put out, and it's like, all right, take me, but I'm gonna get put back in. I'm gonna find my way, and I'm gonna keep doing it over and over and over again, and there's nothing that you're gonna be able to do to stop me. So he finally was like, damn, hard-headed, ignorant, like, all right, you want to fuck your life up? And then, all right, you know what I mean? But like I said, when you already have your mind made up, ain't nobody gonna be able to stop you. So that's how, individuals end up joining. Okay, he's not gonna let me join his neighborhood, then I'll go get into a different neighborhood. You know what I mean? Sometimes, it's not intentionally that they get into the rivals, as like they don't do it to get back even to them. It's more of like whoever they have like a close friendship with, right? Maybe they knew somebody from the neighborhood, and so that's the reason why they just happened to choose that one, right? Or in the beginning, their neighborhoods got along, and somewhere during the line, some shit happens, and their neighborhoods end up beefing it. You know what I mean? So you do have cases like that where that happens, right? And you could have homies try to work things out behind the scenes, right? To try to not to try to mellow out the beef, but sometimes the situation is so bad that can nobody fix it. You know what I mean? Because homies are just not gonna hear it, so you're just gonna have to do what it do. So you do have a lot of cases like that where you have family members who are from rivals, right? It could either go two ways. You still have a good relationship with this individual, right? He's still my cousin, my brother, whatever, So in that case, homies tend to give him a pass, right? Because he's related to the homie, he's going to get that pass, that hood pass, right? But then there's some times where you're not so cool with this family member, so it's free game too, like, oh, hey, that's your primo, like, who gives a fuck? I ain't even cool with that fool, so he could get it too. Hey, it's a cold game, bro. I know, hey, that's family over everything, but sometimes some family members are scandalous, bro. Blood doesn't make you family, bro. Loyalty does, you know what I mean? Because you could have a blood relative who's scandalous, right? Who could be, the shadiest or the most despicable. There's individuals that molest their own family members, steal from their own family members, try to kill their own family members. So, just because you guys are blood doesn't necessarily make you guys family. I mean, if this person's stealing from you, lying to you, and putting you in all these situations, then that person doesn't care about you. Blood or not, bro, that's not family, homie. Family don't treat people like that. Or family don't treat each other like that, So I hear when people say that, blood makes you family, but in reality, it doesn't. You know what I mean? It's how you treat an individual that makes you family. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But so individuals could say, what they want because it sounds nice. You know what I mean? It's sayings that people always say, but I mean, it doesn't necessarily make it true. So there's times where where you guys have to like coexist. Like for example, like in my scenario, right? My stepdad, right? So when we would have birthday parties for my brothers and sisters, whatever, our homies would be there for my neighborhood, and his homies would be there. You could feel the tension, right? But because of the respect that individuals have, nothing would crack off, right? Because you respect the homie and his pad, and you respect the overall situation, right? There's even sometimes where the groups will mingle. You know what I mean? They'll talk. Doesn't mean that there's no more beef or nothing like that. Like let's say if we were to catch, one of his homies, slipping in the streets, right? If that individual was cool right there, and there was, he'll get a pass. You know what I mean? Now, if we catch somebody from his neighborhood that that we don't know or nothing like that, then it's on and cracking, bro. You know what I mean? And they can't be mad about it because they understand how it goes, bro. Because the same for us, right? If one of the homies that they don't know of ours, then it's free game, bro. You know what I mean? People could be like, "Well, that's crazy," or "That makes no sense." But like I said, bro, respect is everything, bro. And you could try to make sense of certain things, but certain things are just not gonna make sense, bro. Because if you're not a part of this life, then you're not gonna truly understand the get down of what happens in the streets. You get what I'm saying? So there's sometimes like, oh no, is that your stepdad's homeboy right here, the one from that party. They are all right. Nah, it's all good because they know if they're in your neighborhood, they already know not to disrespect. You know what I mean? They already know like the get down. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna be doing something they're not supposed to be doing. Just because of that respect mutual thing. It goes a long way, bro. Like I said, just like people say, well, I understand how you Sureños get along with each other in the pen. Then you guys hit the streets and there's beef. Like you guys don't have to get along with your enemies in it. That's not necessarily true, bro. You know what I mean? Just because you're in there with somebody doesn't mean you have to be buddy with them, or doesn't mean that people are not gonna put their differences. Are gonna put their differences aside. They could interact with these individuals, but still not like them. You know what I mean? But because they gotta do what they gotta do, and also understand that you could be cool with this person doesn't mean you have to be cool with his neighborhood. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I may know somebody from your neighborhood, whatever, but that doesn't mean that, okay, then it's all gravy with all of your homies. Like, no. You get what I'm saying? It's just the respect for that individual. It doesn't carry on to everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like you're getting along with your enemies. You're getting along with this individual, but you're not getting along with their neighborhood. So when people say that, I always scratch my head like, well, that's not true, bro. Like, what are they talking about? If situations occur where stuff has to be put aside, then that's different. You know what I mean? Because no one's bigger than the program, but that's already, something else, right? But overall, yeah, you do have scenarios where that cracks off. You know what I mean? Where you have rivals that are, family members, but it's overall mutual respect thing, right? Sometimes stuff just occurs like that, and a lot, like I said, you know what I mean? But yeah, overall, it's like, it's a weird situation, right? But at the end of the day, the respect is, put above anything else, right? So you know, they may get the pass, but doesn't mean that his homies are gonna get the pass. You know what I mean? And sometimes, you know, sometimes even neighborhoods could come to the table and actually, you know, put their differences aside, right? Actually, like, you know, could get some peace talk going between you guys' neighborhoods. You know what I mean? You know, but most likely than not, it's just like forever funk. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. Um, you know, I mean, sometimes, you know, there's, you know, heated arguments or you know, conflicts. You know what I mean? But like at the end of the day, this is your family, and I mean, that's your family. You know, like we can't tell you to go up against your family. You know what I mean? I mean, don't get me wrong. Some people, you know, love their neighborhood so much that they'll go against their you know, their family. You know, I had a cousin who was from a rival when I was, you know, younger. You know, I was like, well, F him, you know, because to me, it was my neighborhood above anything else. You know what I mean? To me, my neighborhood came first. Like, if you weren't a part of my neighborhood, then it was, you know, on and cracking with you. You know what I mean? It was the neighborhood above anything else. And as you learn, as you're in the game and you start learning, right? Because you make mistakes when you're young, when you're a youngster, right? You know, you live and learn, right? So as you start, you know, getting seasoned and learning, you know, people's mind states and perspectives start changing, right? You know, you start soaking up game, right? And you know what I mean? So that was ignorant of me when I was younger to see it like that. You know what I mean? I could see that now, but at the time, you know, I was young. You weren't able to tell me a damn thing, homie. You know, I thought I was a shit. You know, and, you know, to me, it was, you know, this, you know, the neighborhood was number one, and that's it. Crazy. But overall, that's just, you know, my perspective on the matter. You know, have you guys, you know, heard of situations like that, or, you know, have came across something like that? Maybe your family members? Let me know in the comments. Shadow, we out.